when you're done. Mr. Melton and I decided this year that we really wanted to start doing TED Talks with our 5th graders. So if you've never heard of a TED Talk, it's kind of this big global program where people just choose whatever topic they're interested in. And the only parameters we gave them was choose something you're passionate about and don't make your speech more than 5 minutes. So these are like short, quick, inspirational speeches. The kids did all their research all by themselves. They wrote their own speeches. We kind of studied public speaking. And so they came together really well. The girls went yesterday. And so the boys are going to go today. We have one kid from my class and one kid from Mr. Melton's class going. If at any time, we know you've been here since the breakfast, you guys need to leave after your kickoff, that's okay. You can just exit right out there. And there's also bathrooms if anyone needs them. I think that's it.
We're ready.
All right, Peter.
All right, Peter.
Okay. Should I start? Have you ever felt like you're wasting your time on something that's pointless? I think we all have. But what if what you're doing wasn't pointless? Like some of the things we learn in school, which are not always pointless. Sometimes they are. Some of the pointless things can be one of the most useful things, though. Like stuff like learning the types of bugs. You might think it's pointless, but what if something stings you and you don't know what it is? What if it's poisonous? What if it's going to kill you? Do you know what to do? Probably. So what's something that a lot of people think are pointless? Video games. That's a lot of people think. Many people think video games are useless, except for all the children and adults out there. 91% of children, or 64 million people in the USA, play video games, and that's a lot of people. And we haven't included the amount. We haven't included the amount of adults too. So why do people think video games are bad? Because they rot your brain, which is not true at all. Video games keep your brain more alive than it was. More complicated games improve memory, navigation, and they even teach you how to drive a car, kind of. They help you. They're pretty useful. Fast-paced action games improve reaction. So why don't we just play video games instead of going to school? I think we're so smart. Not because they don't teach us how to read or write or do math, and they're all fake. At least most of them. Well, some of them are life simulation games or very realistic. The problem with these games is that they don't really do anything for you. They're there. They don't help you at all. There's also games like 2D games, which don't also help you as much as 3D games, but they can help you, just not. Many people are interested in this and have had experience by having people who don't play video games have an IQ test, and then they played video games for a few weeks, and then they had an IQ test again, and they were smarter. They got a higher score. They did the same thing with the memory test too, and it was the same result. Also, some people think that video games are all violent for some reason. Some people said that Pokemon Go was a violent game. I don't know. I don't know. But video games aren't always bad for you. Sometimes they're good. So, seriously, we should stop playing video games for people getting away. We shouldn't say video games are just making us so stupid, because they help us too. And that's pretty cool.
No, because the reading ends.
What did the quarter say to the penny? It made no sense. Wow, now the penny's crying. Now the quarter got sued. Now the penny called the police. Now the quarter is in jail. See what one joke turned into a crime? Once when I was smaller, I usually go to the store to buy myself a toy robot. So when I bought it, it made me feel happy for a while. Because when I got it, it fell broke, so I had to throw it away and I started crying. Then I'd ask my mom to buy me another one, and she'd go on about how I should have picked the other one she suggested. It was great. So it made me feel sadder than the day before I bought it. Crazy thing is, I felt happier when I did the chore because I completed something that had been bugging me or accomplished it. When people are poor and in poverty, they believe that money will bring them happiness. But when we have more than enough money, we tend to want more. It's a weird conception people have, but deep inside us, we know money can't bring happiness. Instead, we've been deceived into a lie that it can. We think living the so-called dream, with the mansion and a rich car, will make us happy, but this is not true. Studies show that the ones who won a lottery are not much happier than the ones who bought one and didn't win. Even though we need money to pay our bills, we don't need to buy unnecessary items that we want and do not need. So next time you buy a lottery ticket just for how big the payout is, or finding a job just for the salary, remember how much of that actually promotes your happiness, and not on the numbers. So what money does is distract us from what we really enjoy. You might be asking, well, Grace, money doesn't bring happiness, neither does poverty. So what's the money does bring happiness? Nice question, Penny. I think neither. You can be as poor as on the streets or have a personal basketball hoop and be exactly the same in happiness. The only benefit of being rich is crying in a hot tub, but who needs a hot tub when you have ants to soothe you when you cry? Studies show that people who are rich complain just as much as people who are out on the streets. This also says that so this proves that money can't buy happiness, because for someone who's on the streets to complain just as much as someone who lives in a mansion is incredible. This also says that people who are wealthier dread more because they have more problems to worry about, such as cleaning their 72-room house. Also, they have to be on alert on losing their risky job that pays them a lot, or the fact that they have so much money they don't know what to do with it. On the other hand, while people in poverty is devastating, they do get food and shelter from the local homeless business and have somewhere to sleep. The only thing they worry about is finding a job, the opposite of the wealthy. Well, Chris, now why people say money can't buy happiness simply haven't paid an adoption fee? I agree on this a little, but think about this in an expensive situation. Let's say that you pay for an expensive suit, $700, and wear it to a wedding or a special occasion. Then the next year you outgrow it. It goes back to my saying that money brings temporary happiness. Instead of being happy, you feel sadder than when you bought it because you used $700 that will take a while to get back. If money doesn't bring happiness, what does? Experiments led by scientists show that people who did nice things 5 times a week for 6 weeks, like donating blood or helping with groceries, showed an insignificant change than when you buy happiness. Well, everything is temporary and unlimited, so doing nice things is the exact same as buying happiness because it doesn't last forever. Penny, stop asking questions I don't have all day. Well, that is true that everything is limited or ends, but the content that you do and not buy is a greater feeling than the one you buy. The one you buy is like, oh, I have a hot tub, yay. But the happiness you do is like, I just helped an old person cross the street, and you feel great because you did something out of kindness or empathy. So now that you see money doesn't bring happiness, a quarter went to jail for making a joke. Does that bring happiness? But wait, what if quarter never went to jail? They have a Disney ending, of course, everyone will be happy. See what I did there? Maybe we shouldn't buy stuff on if we think it makes us happy.
Do you like cute and fluffy monkeys?
Yes.
Raise your hand. Alright, that's a lot of people. Guess what? No, it's not chicken, but that monkey might as well be dead. You like cute otters? Anyone? Dead. You like beautiful Chinese snow leopards? Alright, dead. Guess what? This is all about us. Yes, us. We're doing this. As funny, strange, and weird as it sounds, we're doing this. It's happening. We are killing our own kind. Yeah, like me, you, and the guy next door. This year and next year, air pollution will start to kill nearly 40 to 50,000 people a year in Britain and 7 million a year in total. Has anyone heard of global warming? Anyone here? Alright, that's a decent number. Makes sense you would, because it's one of the hottest topics. You can find it almost anywhere. It's definitely not hard to come by. Global warming is affecting some things. Obviously, disease and bacteria could possibly be a potential because of bacteria grows better in moist and warm climates, like your mouth. These little pests could start making their homes easier and producing easier. Rio has slightly already seen some of this, as you saw in the Olympics last year if you watched the Olympics. Deforestation is one of the many big things. Deforestation is one of the many big things, and it's happening because of fast-growing farms, oil trends, paper products, and cigarettes. Here's actually one that sounds like completely would not think of. The oceans are turning to acid. The oceans absorb the CO2 when mixed with the seawater. It turns into a weak carbonic acid. Guess we're all going to turn into jokers. Anyone see the Batman movie?
No.
What's the biggest thing global warming is affecting, you might be asking? Well, rising water and melting ice might as well take the number one spot for that. Florida, Louisiana, California, New York, New Jersey have the largest populations in a flood zone. The flood zone has like cities, people, buildings, homes, where it might have a storm, flash flood, have an earthquake, even a hurricane by any chance. In fact, scientists say that South Florida could be underwater by 2025, and the sea could rise as much as 19 inches in 2025. Hey, want to hear some good news?
Yes.
We'll be honest, I never thought there would be any good news about this, but there is. Recycle. People, just recycle. Can anyone live with social media? Without social media?
No. Oh, probably yeah.
Alright, so here's one. Turn off all electronics while using them. This will help you with your energy bills, also plan out everything else. Leave your car at home. If you can stay off the road for at least 2 days every week, you can save gas emissions by an average of 1,590 pounds per year. If it's anything, I would say it would be bring your own reusable bags. It takes 20 to 1,000 years for each plastic bag to break down. We can obviously tell that the Earth hasn't been seeing its best years right about now, but there are so many things you can do to help, so please help. And we don't have another planet to go, so let's not blow it.
Two Legends have a total of 398 games, 409 goals, an average of 1 goal per game, and 116 assists. Together, 1,448 total shots and 2,962 passes. But who are the two legends and who is better? We will be talking about that today. Messi and Ronaldo are very well known in soccer, and they are both really good. But have you ever wondered who is better? I got some reasons that will make you change your mind that Messi is way better than Ronaldo. And here are my reasons why. 1, Messi has way better a little bit better accuracy. Believe it or not, studies show that Messi has a 17.5 chance of scoring, while Ronaldo has a 14.4 chance of scoring. Here are the some stats. Also, Pelé, soccer master, like really good, has said that Messi is way better than Ronaldo. He is also a World Cup winner, and also Messi does way more passes than Ronaldo. Ronaldo has 9,523 passes, while Messi has 14,499. That means Messi has 4,916 more passes than Ronaldo. That is incredible. Also, Ronaldo makes twice as much fouls than Messi. Now, do you think Messi is better than Ronaldo with this information?
Okay,
You guys are a much better crowd than yesterday. I like crowd participation. Very nice.
why? Cause it's part of his speech.
Would you pick a burger or a salad?
Salad.
Fast food has
hamburgers because it is convenient. According to Alex Leinhoff, the average burger meal contains 1,200 calories. That is 190,000 calories a year. To burn those calories, you would have to run from New York City to Denver. That is 1,762.6 miles. Either make a change or start running, Forrest. Today, about 1 in 5 school-age children has obesity. That is a problem because it does not help with academic or social life. One of the laws that New York City made to prevent obesity was that all the convenience stores and restaurants can't serve sugary drinks over 16 ounces. The law does not apply to diet sodas, fruit juices, dairy-based drinks like milkshakes, or alcohol beverages. The reason that so many children are obese is because in 1 year, if you drink a carton of milk every day, you would have eaten 223 grams of sugar just from milk. That is 5 pounds of sugar for one kid. And that's not all. For all that calories for 180 days of milk drink, it would be 21,960 calories for one child. Eating healthy and exercising is a good way to stay in shape. Good nutrition and physical activity are important for infants, toddlers, and young children who need an equal intake in nutrition while their brains and bodies are rapidly developing. Good foods to eat would be carrots over fries or water instead of Coke. Little things like this are why children are obese. Because they want to
No, it's not. That's not Mr. Malcolm.
Little things like this are why children are obese, because they want the things that taste sweeter. I believe that the United States should make a law that they can't sell sugary drinks over 60 ounces all over the country, because it helps a lot with obesity. Raise your hand if you agree.
Mr. Melvin, come on.
Let's lower the obesity rate, help others eat healthy, and stay active.
Who's out of here?
If you're a kid walking in the hallway and you see a kid telling another kid how bad he is at a game, you're bad at this. This is a very big problem. You see it telling him how bad he is at a game or sport. This is a big problem and it needs to stop. Bullying makes the kid feel alone. Bullying affects the kid in many different ways. Like the kid doesn't achieve their dream, but people who are famous achieve their goal. Like Tony Hawk achieved his dream of becoming a professional skateboarder, and he was bullied for skateboarding. And Bill Clinton, who was former president of the United States. But these people succeeded their goal and achieved their dream. But some people became the opposite. Some people became normal, but lonely and sad. What does bullying do? Here are 5 facts. According to CarrieMarco.com, 1 kid is bullied every 7 minutes and 60% are disabled. 2, bullying affects a student's ability to learn. If you're being bullied, don't think about it because it'll affect the way you learn. 3, most kids who are bullied are most likely to drop out of school or make excuses not to go. 4, most kids who get bullied have a big dream or goal that is not achieved. 5, most bullying is not reported. Kids who were bullied have a chance of being lonely or feeling or sad or won't achieve their goal. Remember, if you see someone being bullied, stand up for them. This should have one thing or the other.
We're watching this.
Did you ever go to the gym or dream of being really fit and healthy or help people get fit and healthy? If yes, I have a solution to your problem. How many minutes do you have in PE and recess combined? Caitlin? 1 hour. What if I told you that's nothing? People go to the gym for 2 hours and it's nothing. But it's better than the 1 hour you have in recess and PE combined. And you're probably struggling doing this. People that are really fit and healthy go to gym at least 2 to 4 hours playing sports, swimming, and working out. And they could be doing this. And we are here in a place that takes up most of our lives doing this, doing fitness for 1 hour. Like, man, if we can't do anything about this, we could get a little help from Donald Trump. Since school takes up most of our lives, we should spend a lot of time in fitness in the time you have in school, because you could be doing fitness for over 20 years. But we don't pay attention to it. Look at it this way. If you'd be lazy, if you would exercise, you would be lazy. If you were lazy, you wouldn't do anything but living in your parents' basement, eating and sitting on the couch, playing video games and watching Judge Judy. And you wouldn't get to have a good experience in life. Also, you won't have fun and you won't know what is out there in the world and what's happening. You only live once and there's no restarting over. And there's no cheat codes in those games you might be playing if you get lazy. So what I'm trying to say is we should exercise and eat healthy stuff like salad, even though you don't like it, because it's for your own good, unless you want to end up like this guy in slide 3. Thank you.
Oscar, woo! I got you.
Hey, have you ever thought why you have problems with your body? That you're like, why am I lazy and fat? And like, what am I doing in life? Well, you better get out of your bed and stop eating and start this. These are lots of reasons why running is good for you. The first one is that running can help your lungs. It helps you to breathe better. And also, it can help your brain grow. It also can help you lose weight. And did you know that if you run 35 miles in a week, you'll suffer less macular degeneration. Running can help your bones and teeth. It makes your bones stronger, and it can help you walk better. So there's more that running can help you. You live a longer life just by running, and it helps your mood. Like if you're mad or sad, just run for a little, and you'll feel better. Here, let me tell you a story. When I was mad because of the game, so I went outside and ran back and forth, and I felt much better. And that's why I put the reason in here. There are other things that can really help that I didn't know. The first one is if you run, you can see better. I put this in because I wear glasses. Every time I ran, I felt like see farther. Second one is that if you run, you're less likely to suffer cancer. Also, running can help your cold. Like if you're sick, run for a bit and you will feel a little better. Running can also help your knees and your palms and your glutes. Running can even help your muscles, cells, and molecules. And running can help you not get diabetes. I learned all this by Usain Bolt. He was one of the best and famous runners. He ran 100 meters, 200 meters, and 400 meters, and he won 3 golden medals. He never gave up, and that will make me do this. And this is another thing why I did this. Is that running has been my favorite since when I was a little kid. I always wanted to be a best at something, and so people can live a better life and a better future with the foundation by running.
Hey guys, have you ever heard your friends playing a game that requires slapping the ball? Well, I'm going to join your game. Guys, could I join your game? Today, I'd like to talk about basketball and start by going over the rules. The first rule is that you can't hit the ball 2 times because if But if the ball touches the wall, then you would hit it again. Second, if the ball touches your knee or below, you are out. The third rule is that if you throw the ball out of the Gaga pit, you are out. Fourth rule, if the ball hits your head, you are not out. Now maybe you have played Gaga ball and it was the rule, but I bet you didn't know this. Here are some interesting facts about Gaga ball. Gaga ball was invented in 1970, and Gaga ball is a variation of dodgeball that was invented in Israel. How big is the Gaga ball pit? It's 14.5 feet in diameter. Now back to the game. Here are some ways to win that Gaga ball. First, you can practice at home or at school with your friends. Then try to hit the ball straight at the person and hit the ball hard enough because if you do, you could get the person up. This is my story about beating master. In the game, I just slapped the ball so hard I got him out, but when he got out, he said good game. Here's some ways before starting that volleyball. First, you get a ball. Second, you throw the ball on the ground and say Gaga ball. Then you just play with your friends. Now back to the game. If someone gets you out, don't get mad. Just say good game. Imagine that if you're bored, just go play with your friends at Gaga.
Education. Many of you have education, but what if I said that about 70 million people do not have any education? They can't read books. They can't even do math. What is your favorite subject? Caitlin? Art. Okay. Zan? Reading. Well, many people don't have a favorite subject because of their homes being destroyed by earthquakes. Education is good for your brain. You learn something every day, and for people that don't have education, they don't learn anything. That's what I'm thinking about. So what gender doesn't even pay attention in class?
Boys.
Well, no, like it's a little bit of both. Boys and girls. The reason people don't learn anything is because they don't take things seriously. How many people do you think have been learning just by doing what their brain is telling them? Oh yeah, I almost forgot. People who live in northeastern Africa are least likely to get a good education or any education at all. That's why your brain is here. There are parts of your brain that should make your brain grow, and it should help you with solving problems. But when you don't get any education, your brain will get smaller and smaller, just like pages getting ripped off a book. Did you know that the equivalent of more than 200 million school years are lost in low-income countries as a result of ill health? And the impact on learning and cognition is equivalent to deficit of more than 630 million IQ points. School health and nutrition SHN program contributes to health outcomes and are a cost-effective intervention for school access and completion. The study back to school, the worst place in the world, warns that attempts to ensure all children can attend school under severe threat. By 2015, there will be more children out of school than there are today. Unless the richest countries dramatically increase the aid they give to the First Nations, there's going to be. Education is keeping me going and functioning, so I will be able to keep on being present every day and do math problems in Miss Campbell's class. Okay. If you want to make your brain grow, keep on studying. Thank you.
Go Raiders!
You want to be Cameron? You want to be Cameron or Cameron?
Ready?
Yeah. Okay. Just I know you might use around. We're gonna get to that.
I know, but I'm gonna get like blinded from the light.
So that way.
Over here.
Okay. Good idea.
I have the first one. Wait, where's my teammates? I just got into my game. Where's my 6'4" small forward? The 6'7". No, wait, never mind. Who cares? I drive to the basket. I win the NBA finals. Woo! Okay. Do you and your brother ever fight who's better at basketball or sister? My brother and I do. We have competitions, but what happens if we compare two NBA players? Russell Westbrook or Steph Curry? How could we find out who is better? Russell Westbrook? And the Chainsmokers said that, in the NBA website said that Russell Westbrook is a real MVP. Yes, he is a real MVP. What is wrong with people? Puritan, I don't know this guy. From CSPHD student at Columbia, BSCF, said that Steph Curry is the best. No. But Russell Westbrook is an elite basketball player, a superstar. Now that's right. Steph Curry is an elite shooter. Okay, probably the most effective behind the three-point line to ever have played the game than Steph Curry, by far. But it's not the question. It's about who is better overall. Steph Curry is an amazing player, but my honest opinion, he's nothing but the product in the system. Every single player on the Golden State roster can get their own shots. Draymond Green can, Klay Thompson, Barnes, Iguodala, Livingston, they all can get their own shots. Russell Westbrook is the best point guard in the NBA, according to the stats. Of course, people say that Steph Curry is better. One guy said that Steph Curry is the best point guard in the NBA. If we take into account what playing the position actually equals. Curry is the best point guard in the NBA. He doesn't care about his assist and numbers. He cares about winning. Russell Westbrook cares about his assist numbers. That's a good point. It's kind of like my brother versus me all the time. He likes winning, and I like assist and scoring, and a little bit of winning. Like school recess. I don't care about winning. I like scoring and assist. FYI, I lose to Dino every day at basketball recess. Maybe I'll win one day, but Jermaine says that Dino and Jermaine says that Russell Westbrook is better than Steph. But let's look at the stats to see who's really the best. Russell Westbrook played for 6 All-Star games, and Curry played for 4. For all teams, Russell Westbrook has played for 5, and Curry has played for 3. In 2016-17 season, Steph Curry did have more steals, 143 and 133, and less turnovers, better 3-pointers, and 3 field percentages. Curry. However, Russ has 2
1,558 points. Curry has 1,999, and he has 840 assists, compared to Steph Curry for 523 assists. Russell Westbrook had 864 rebounds. Curry had only 353 because he's only like 6'1". He's like a small dude. Russell Westbrook had 31 blocks to Steph Curry and 430 turnovers. And I got that all from NBA E-Draft. Now, think about this. You're walking down a normal street, and let's say someone comes up and says, who's better, Russell or Curry? Think about it for 10 seconds.
But I think what we might do, if he doesn't mind, we're gonna get Darnell and Jackson. Those are the only two parents that haven't seen their child yet. Right?
No.
Yeah. Well,
Correct.
yeah. So and then we'll get back to you guys. Okay. All right.
Why did we skip all those speeches? Because
Have you ever wondered who's better, Russell Westbrook or Harden? Or who should get MVP? Well, I'm going to tell you who's better. I'm going to tell you all the stats that I did in a couple of them. Points per game, Russ has 22.7, Harden has 22.1. Steals per game, Russ has 22.7, Harden has 22.1. Total points in whole career so far, Russ has 15,156. Harden has 3,618. Total rebounds in whole career, Russ has 4,149. Harden has 3,093. Total, according to Fansided, by our count, Russell Westbrook has been better than Harden during 9 of his 16 NBA games against him. So at this point in their careers, we'll give the nod to Russell Westbrook, the guy most likely to win MVP. Is Russell Westbrook because of his ridiculous stats? Russell would be the unanimous MVP in any other season. This hasn't been any other season. So after this, if you don't think Russ is better, check all the stats yourself and watch videos, and then you will see who's better. I saw a game between Russ and James Harden. And Russ won the game because he is the best leader in the NBA. He scored when his team needed it, and he gave the ball to open shooters. Basically did everything his team needed to win. They both got their share of wins, but Russ is just too good. So if you don't think Russ is better, then just watch some of the games.
Okay, Jackson.
Good job.
Cookies and popcorn. Two things that people buy from Scouts. And there's lots of debate between Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts. Some people think that cookies are better, when some people think that popcorn is better. What I'm trying to say is that both Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts are cool and you should go join them. The main topic is what we do different because both groups are unique. So here's what Boy Scouts do at campouts. We always do something active like playing games after dinner, and each person has a job. And we wear tan and blue uniforms. Now time for Girl Scouts. Starting off, they wear white uniforms. Don't correct me. I found this information from the internet. Good luck cleaning that. They volunteer their time at retirement homes, go camping, and geocaching.
Boo! I scared you. Well, let's do a vote. If you're a Boy Scout, raise one hand. If you're a Girl Scout, raise two. I switched around. Okay. So, judging by the vote, there's more Girl Scouts than Boy Scouts in this room. Now, advantages. For jobs, if you're an Eagle Scout or a Girl Scout, you have a higher chance of getting a job because you're trustworthy, loyal, helpful, courteous, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. If you want more information, go check out Boy Scouts of America or GirlScoutsAmerica.com.
Make circle.
You ready, man? Boys and girls, why don't we take a quick 30-second stretch break?
Yeah, it's better than yesterday.
Well, yesterday we were running out of time.
Hi. Yeah, you're live.
We're doing a little bit of Meggie.
We're
Can you make some
I'm
announcements for the crowd that's watching?
live.
We're live? How many people are on?
We're taking a stretch break, guys. No, but it's gonna go on YouTube. So
YouTube.
We're live. Go
Wow.
Madison Elementary School.
Don't worry. We gotta give you-
Ah.
All right, boys and girls, can we have a seat again?
Hi.
These people. Hi. Okay, so I'm live. So we're currently taking a 30-second stretch break. Yeah, that's where you met all those people. I'm here, and now it's Luis.
All right, right now. Get back.
Luis is over there. This one's gonna have some epic shots.
All right, boys and girls, if you guys would like to have a seat again, we're going to
Bring
get
it
back
down,
to the
Mike,
features.
so they can see the ball.
Aaron, thank you for coming. And Luis, are you ready? No, we got to see everybody. Luis. All right, so you ready? All right, Luis, you ready? All right, action.
Cristiano Ronaldo got a shoe. Cristiano Ronaldo has Piqué, Messi, Neymar, Suarez on the wall. Cristiano shoots. The ball travels over Messi's head, getting close to the goal. Ter Stegen about to dive. Goal! Cristiano Ronaldo with an amazing free kick for a 3-2 against Barcelona. Real Madrid took the win against Barcelona. The legend Diego Maradona from Argentina after the game said that Ronaldo is better than Messi because Ronaldo has scored more goals and is not a ball hog. And I agree with him. Ronaldo is better than Messi. So let me prove it. Ronaldo has 103 goals in the UEFA and Messi has 94 goals. He also said that Ronaldo is better than Messi in the air because Messi is shorter. Messi is 5'7" and Ronaldo is 6'1". Ronaldo is worth $450 million and $20 million after tax. Messi is worth less money. Messi is worth $280 million. Ronaldo is actually more popular because they made a museum about him and even a board game about him. Ronaldo makes $288,000 a week and Messi makes $256,000 a week. Those are all good reasons, but these are top 5 things that I think makes Ronaldo better than Messi. Number 1, Ronaldo has more speed than him. Ronaldo has been clocked going as fast as 10.9 meters per second or 24.4 miles per hour. Now that's not big. Number 2, Ronaldo makes far distance goals. He made a free kick from like over half-court. Number 3, Ronaldo is better in there because Ronaldo's taller. Number 4, Ronaldo has more accuracy in aim. Ronaldo won shot from far distance and said he'll make it a top right and actually made it himself. Number 5, Ronaldo makes better passes and is not a ball hog. Ronaldo makes long passes and passes a lot. Ronaldo has won more trophies than Messi combined with Real Madrid and Portugal. Ronaldo made a quote about Messi, and Messi made a quote about Ronaldo. Messi's quote to Ronaldo is, "He is a great player. He can decide a game in seconds. He deserves all the trophies he has." Ronaldo's quote to Messi is, "He is an inspiration competition. With him, he makes me stronger. He wants 4 to 5 goals in a match. That's impossible to do, but I can do it." Ronaldo and Messi get along together, and obviously they are both great players. In the future, Ronaldo and Messi won't be able to play from old age, but enjoy watching Ronaldo and Messi. But mostly enjoy watching Ronaldo's skills and goals because Messi is better than him. Better than that.
Okay. May?
Oh, sorry guys, I just read something that was outrageous. Well, I found a did you know on it, but this is what it is. Here's what I feel about this. I know the All-Star game is for fun and entertainment, but I don't think this is the entertainment that people want. What do you think? Should the second guy in NBA history to average a triple-double start in the All-Star game? Or should a guy who's been shooting some practice season to do it? I know it isn't my choice, but the starting lineup should be Stephen Curry at the point and Russell Westbrook at the shooting guard. I think it should be Steph Curry at the shooting guard because he's great at shooting and decent at running the offense. If he comes up that screen and shoots it, it's almost automatic. They get that Harden to be a starting guard, but if you only have Marcus Cousins on the bench, the bench is perfect. If you look at Steph Curry's shooting percentage for the shooting guard, everything is better than Westbrook. So I think Westbrook and Steph should switch off at the guard position. Steph Curry shooting from the field is 45.1, for Russell Westbrook is 41.5. Steph Curry's free-throw percentage is 43.8, or only at 31.3. Steph Curry's free-throw percentage is 90.1, while Russell's is at 82.3. Also, I'm not the only one in this room that thinks that Russell should be starting. I know that a couple of NBA fans like Daniel Braden on the sword to say that Russell is better guard than Steph and should be Williams starting. To me, the reason that he wasn't a starter is because his teammate Kevin Durant left the team, and well, now a lot of people want to watch the OKC Thunder anymore. Because if you see Golden State right now, they're bombing a bunch of threes every 2 seconds, and everybody goes, "Wow." Even some NBA players said that Russell Westbrook should be starting. Maybe averaging a triple-double and not starting in the All-Star game. Wow. Chandler Parsons a forward for the Memphis Grizzlies posted on Twitter. Just think about it for a second. Just think about it for a second. A guy who gives about 40 points to your team every night, or a guy who barely has the confidence to shoot anymore. Like I said, it's not my choice, but to me, I can see times where you can say, "Wow, Westbrook is way better than stuff." You can go on ESPN Sports on TV and see that Russell Westbrook is all they're talking about. Are Russell Westbrook and KD on speaking terms? Is Russell Westbrook staying in OKC? Westbrook got Harden for MVP. You'll see him everywhere. So not only Russell Westbrook is a better player than Steph Curry, but he's more popular. To me, the voting is all about popularity. If Russell Westbrook got the media vote and the fan vote, shouldn't he be starting? I've seen Russell Westbrook make a ton of plays that will only make me say, well, the coach where I separated me and my dad went crazy. Now that I've told you all these things, who should be starting? To me, it should be Russell Westbrook. Like I said twice now, 3 times. It's not my decision. Now back to this newspaper. I wonder if Russell Westbrook is complaining to the coach that he's not starting.
How many of you can read this easy 94-page I survived? Raise your hand. So some people with dyslexia, it'd be extremely hard for them to read this book. And research shows that 1 in 5 people have dyslexia, and 3 million cases of dyslexia in the U.S. per year. And not only that, some people don't even know that they have dyslexia. Studies show that some people think of dyslexia as kids reversing the letters or writing backwards, but dyslexia is not a problem with the vision or seeing the letters in the wrong way. It's like the words on the paper are moving, and that's what makes it so hard for them to read. And the reasons people need to know, more teachers need to know what dyslexia is like, because if they know a kid has dyslexia, they can give them more time on book reports or homework even. And okay, raise your hand if you want to try and read this. Sorry.
A friend who has dyslexia described to me how she experiences reading. She can read, but it takes a lot of concentration, and the letters seem to jump around.
And also some signs of dyslexia may be this student reads slowly and painfully, has trouble spelling, and may have difficulty and also difficulty remembering and learning the alphabet, and but appears bright, highly intelligent, but unable to read and write at their grade level, behavior problems, poor self-esteem, zones out, and loses, gets lost easily, and loses track of time. And some famous people with dyslexia are Tom Cruise, Jackie Stewart, Greg Louganis, Bruce Jenner, and Pablo Picasso. All these people have dyslexia and struggle in school. In grade school, I always hated reading in front of other kids, in front of everyone, said Louganis. So I would take the book home and memorize a couple of paragraphs and then come back to school the next day and volunteer to read those paragraphs because I had them memorized book by Greg Louganis. I want you to make people more aware of dyslexia, and if somebody doesn't know, then tell them a little bit about why it's important to know about dyslexia.
On June 26, 2016, Messi was chosen by his coach to take the first penalty to determine the champions of the Copa America. The ref gave Messi the ball. Messi put it on the penalty spot, took a deep breath, and shot it. A Panenka happened. He chipped it over the goal. He chipped it. At the same time, the goalie dived to the ring. And he started crying, and then the announcer yelled, "Goal!" And then he started crying of happiness. The crowd started cheering.
unlike somebody not going to say any names, eliminated their teams in the quarterfinals by missing a penalty. Messi has scored a lot of goals in his career, and by a lot, I mean 542 goals. Ronaldo has scored 593 goals, but only because Ronaldo has played more games than Messi. He's been playing 8 years with Real Madrid. Even though Ronaldo has played more games than Messi, Messi is catching up on goals. On May 1st, 2005, Messi scored his first goal. I scored my first goal in 2010. Ronaldo scored his first goal on November 5th, 2003. But like I said, only because he has played at an earlier time than Messi. Messi wasn't even playing at that time of year. On April 23rd, 2017, Messi scored his 23rd goal for a Clásico, and now holds a record for more goals in a Clásico. And in a Clásico, Barcelona, Messi's team beat Real Madrid 4 times, like I beat Luis's team 4 times. And the Clásico is Barcelona versus Real Madrid, Messi's team versus Ronaldo's team. And on April 12th, Ronaldo scored his 100th goal for the European League. And for the 2014 Copa America, Messi led his national team to the semifinals, but lost against Chile and penalties, but Messi was the only one to score. And I don't know how it feels for all the other teammates than Messi, because when I was 6, I was the only one to miss a penalty. And Ronaldo's national team didn't even make it to the playoffs. Also, Ronaldo has his own museum, but he paid for it. And on the other hand, Messi had his own museum also, but Adidas paid for it. And if you're not convinced yet, hear about this. Messi has more rewards than Ronaldo with his team and by himself. Look at these stats that show that. Messi has won 5 Ballon d'Oros, which means the best player of the year, and Ronaldo has only won 4. And you're wondering who decides that? The most important person in soccer, the FIFA president. And he also won another award called the LFP Best Player. Also the Pichichi Trophy, which Messi won 3 times, and he has 32 more awards. Ronaldo has won some awards too, like the Pichichi Trophy, also European Golden Shoe, and 31 more. Also, Messi and Ronaldo have won a lot of awards with their team and teams. For example, Messi has won the UEFA Club Forward of the Year with Barcelona, also the Footballer of the Year with Argentina. On the other hand, Ronaldo has won the UEFA Club Forward of the Year, also no other awards with his team. They have also won a lot of championships with their teams. In that case, Real Madrid and Barcelona. Messi and Ronaldo have led their teams to victory for championships. Messi's team, Barcelona, has won 37 championships in the Champions League, which I'm only going to name 3. The FIFA Club World Cup, also the European Cup, and the Winners' Cup, and more. Real Madrid has won the European Cup, also the FIFA Club World Cup, also the European Super Cup, and more. And a lot of those championships, Messi and Ronaldo led their teams to victory. A lot of famous people and really good soccer players said that Messi is better than Ronaldo, or Messi is the best player. For example, it feels good to be in the same generation as him. I believe he's the best player in the history of the sport. Gerard Piqué, who was one of the best defenders ever. Another example is this. I wear the number 10 jersey for the U.S. national team in honor of the greatest athlete I have ever seen, Messi. Kobe Bryant said that, and Kobe Bryant was a really good basketball player. And now that all of you have all that information, can all of you guess who missed that penalty? If you went to Ronaldo, then you were right. And now you know that Messi is better than Ronaldo. Oh, and even a really good soccer player, also probably one of the best, Christian Hunter, said this. Who's better, Cristiano Ronaldo or Messi? Ronaldo is good, but Messi's 10 times better. Thank you.
Let's put that down over there. Boys and girls, I believe, if I'm not incorrect, is our last one. This is it, Marty. Are you ready? All right, okay.
be talking about soccer, which is one of the most popular sports in the world. Soccer is an amazing and exciting sport in most places around the world. Soccer is called football. Here in the United States, we call it soccer. Soccer can be a great workout and lots of fun. The healthy thing about soccer is that it lowers body fat and improves muscle tone. It's easy to play a game of soccer. It's played by 2 teams of 11 players with a round ball that may not be touched by the hand or arms during play, except by the goalkeeper. The objective of the game is to score goals by kicking or handling the ball into the opponent's goal. Soccer is healthier than basketball. Because soccer is more challenging than basketball. Using your feet is much more complicated and more difficult than using your arms. Soccer requires you to be more fit because an average basketball players have to run 7.72 miles. Soccer players have to run an average of 7 miles per a game. So soccer is healthier than basketball. Did you know in the past small marks were made on the post to keep track of the number of goals? Every time a goal was scored, a small nick was made into the post. So literally, a goal was scored into the post. Hence the phrase to score a goal. Who knows when soccer was created? Nets.
In 19th century.
Yes. 19th century, a long time ago, right? The Chinese have claimed to play a version centuries earlier. They called it football, not because the ball is played with the feet, but because the game is played on foot rather on horseback. It's a game that can be played by everyone. Soccer is a simple sport to learn and
Wow.
Traders, you did.
Way to go, kids. Yeah.